We are going to practice solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. So far, we have solved quadratic equations by factoring, graphing, and taking the square root. But those methods don't always work. It depends on the equation that you have. The quadratic formula, however, is going to work for any equation whatsoever. First, though, the equation must be in standard form, so that is ax squared plus bx plus c, and the equation must be equal to 0. If you have those conditions, then you can use the quadratic formula to solve. Let's start with this equation. 3x squared minus 9x plus 2 equals to 0. This equation is going to be pretty difficult to factor and also to graph. And notice that we cannot use the square root to solve this because the x shows up in two places. So, good thing for us, the equation is in standard form and it is equal to 0, so the quadratic formula it is. First, we start by identifying our a value, our b value, and our c value. So, a is the coefficient of x squared, so a equals to 3. B is the coefficient of x, so b equals to negative 9. And c is your constant, so c equals to 2. Now we are going to take those values and substitute it into our quadratic formula. So we have x equals negative b, which is negative 9, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 9 squared, minus 4a, which is 3, and c, which is 2, all over 2a, so 2 times 3. Then we continue to simplify. Negative 9 is a positive 9, plus or minus the square root of, let's simplify under the square root. We will have 81 minus 4 times 3, that is 12, times 2 is 24, all over 2 times 3, which is 6. Let's continue to simplify. We have 9 plus or minus 81 minus 24 will get us 57 all over 6. From here, what we did before was we simplified the square root, but we cannot simplify 57 any further. So we can technically leave our answer as this, but we're going to take it a step further and we're going to put it into our calculator to find the estimated values. So we have x equals 9 plus or minus the square root of 57 all over 6. We can break this up into two parts. This is x equals to 9 plus the square root of 57 over 6, and x equals 9 minus the square root of 57 over 6. We're going to put this into the calculator. So we are going to type in 9 plus the square root of, so to get the square root function, notice that it shows up right there on your calculator, and it is on top of the x squared button. So to access that, what we need to do is we need to click the second button, so second, and then that x squared button, and so that is going to allow the square root symbol to pop up, and if it's in the correct mode, the parentheses should also be there. And you type in 57. From here, push enter, and you will see on your screen 16.5498344, something like that. Now, do not clear anything and just divide by 6, and so you will see divide by 6, push enter again, and on your screen should pop up 2.75830057. We are going to round that to the nearest hundredth. So we are going to look at this place right here. Since that 8 is greater than 5, we are going to round this to approximately 2.76. Now you go ahead and try x equals 9 minus 57 over 6. Put that into your calculator and round to the nearest hundredth. You should get x is approximately 0.24. So your two solutions for x are x is approximately 2.76 and x is approximately 0.24. Let's try another equation. 4x squared plus 11x plus 3 equals to 0. Let's use the quadratic formula because the equation is in standard form and equal to 0. First, identify our a, b, and c values. A is equal to 4, b is equal to 11, and c is equal to 3. Now let's substitute those values into our quadratic formula. We will have x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of 11 squared minus 4a, which is 4, times c, which is 3, all over 2a, which is 4. Now, let's simplify this formula, simplify the fraction to represent both of the exact solutions. Let's do it. We will have negative 11 plus or minus the square root of 11 squared is 121 minus 4 times 4 is 16 times 3 is 48 all over 8. Let's continue. Negative 11 plus or minus 121 minus 48 is going to give you 73 all over 8. So this, again, we cannot simplify the square root of 73 any further. This represents our exact solutions. We're going to take these exact solutions and we're going to plug it into our calculator to find the estimated values. So again, this breaks up into two parts. X equals negative 11 plus the square root of 73 over 8, and x equals negative 11 minus the square root of 73 all over 8. Go ahead and practice putting that into your calculator to find the estimated values. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. You should get x is approximately negative 0.31 and x is approximately negative 2.44. Let's write it out formally. X is approximately negative 0.31 and x is approximately negative 2.44. Those are your solutions. So, the quadratic formula is a very powerful tool to help you solve quadratic equations. But like with any strategy, we have to be mindful of when to use it. Sometimes factoring, graphing, and taking the square root might be a preferable method to the quadratic formula. So, again, be strategic about which strategies you use.